Hello, my name is David Webb, and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster, and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game, and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. It's me to go first. I have the Q with the U, which is good. And I can see quest. Is this the highest scoring play? I think the highest scoring play would certainly place the Q on the double letter square. Is there a way of doing that, playing off the B as well? I don't think so. Not great, but not disastrous either. I can't see a 7. There may be an 8 through the right floater. So I'll consider the floaters in quest. I can't see anything through the Q or the U, E, S or T. Now I do have the U for going underneath the Q. So do I have a 5-letter play which reaches the double word square? Well, annoyingly, I think I may not have. But I'll be looking to play off the U, the A, and one or both of the B and the G. So, how can I do that? Gourd is good. So I could play that in row F, making gas and 8. And daub is good, which also can be spelled with the E, but I think, well, it's difficult to choose between the B and the G, but actually AGE does have some synergy, so maybe I should be looking to play board or daub. So I can play board across here. $19 points. A shame I can't use the QU combination. Yeah, I think this is the best I can do. I draw the Z, which is good, but having kept the G, I draw a second G. Mind you, if the G had been a B, if one of the Gs had been a B with this rack, it wouldn't be much better. So I've got Zag and Graze as plays which use the Z and burn one of the Gs. I haven't considered yet if there's anywhere for those to play. Now I note that Bass takes an A in front. So I could play Zag, making Abaz and Gate. It wouldn't get doubled, but it would sort the rack out. Not with this rack, but for future reference, Quest could be extended to make Conquest. I'm not sure if there are any other front extensions of Quest. Well, Opacust. And I have 2 of those letters on my rack. Board takes an S at the end. Now I could play Gaze or Gazer in row E, making goo and add, and that would get doubled. And the Z would not be in a spot that my opponent could use. I don't know anything about my opponent. I note that he's got a higher rating than me. I can find out some information by clicking here. Okay, well, pretty good. Played at a couple of world championships and done pretty well at the US championships. Now I've got up gaze in column 5, and that's worth playing. I think it gets doubled. Wow, nice bingo by my opponent. Yeah, and up gaze stops keeping GPR, which is a little clunky. It does keep one of the G's, but I don't think I can play both of them off. I'm not sure if Zaga is good, and even if it is good, I'm not sure it plays. So up gaze is 36, which is a good score. I'm just pausing in case my opponent has provided anything better for me with his play of Sly Otar. And I don't think I can do better. Through a P, I would have up drying. No P available. Can't see a 7 with this rack, but it does look quite nice. I think through a D, I would have ruddying, although I'm slightly unsure of that. So I'm considering the floaters in up gaze. Can't see anything with the G. What about the A? 30 points for my opponent. He's now got a 16-point lead. Can't see anything with the A. The Z's been taken. And what about the E? No. Now, is Druzy good? And I think it is. In which case this is going to score quite well and leave an okay rack leave. 34 points, which is okay. Ah, well, hold on one moment. There is a D, look, right here for ruddying. Gosh. Nearly made a complete fool of myself. Ruddying 68. This is a vowel-heavy rack with duplicates. I do have a scoring tile in the M. My opponent challenges, he loses 5 points. I've now got a 56-point lead. Well, that all, totally evaporates. I obviously had a 57-point lead. We're dead level now. So, what to do here? I don't have a bingo. I've got the M for score, and I'm looking to play off a lot of vowels, in particular one of the I's. So I could play moi in row D. The duplicate E is not so much of a problem. It's the most useful and bingo-y vowel. Now EIR is okay. The extra E isn't great. But I'm not, well, I haven't seen a way of playing off that extra E. I'm looking Looking at row H to see if I've got a 6-letter play beginning with the I of ruddying. Don't think so. And is there anywhere fabulous for my M that I've missed? No. Now my I could go underneath the Q, but I can't see a play which works in that spot, so I am going to play moi, but I don't feel confident that it's the best play. Now I note that up gaze takes a D and an S, so row N is quite good, especially if one has a D. I don't. Now these are bingo-y tiles, but they're also duplicates, so I may not have one. Nearly carriage in column 1. Gerardia, I think, is good through a D. This time there definitely isn't any Ds available. Now my A can go in front of MI in row C. So I could play rag. That opportunity goes. 38 for my opponent. He's now got a 17-point lead, so this is a tight game. I'm looking at row M, but I haven't got anything which goes underneath the I of fizz. I was hoping to benefit from doubling the F. And for the same reason, I can't play in column 11 parallel to the I, or parallel to ruddying, because nothing goes after the I. "12 minutes on my clock. Nothing goes in front of MIL, so row C is closed off. I've still got the I for going underneath the Q. Can't use that. I don't have a D for upgazed, so I'm going to struggle to score with this rack. Now, what about row C through the R of ruddying? Not easy, and not easy to score. What about column 11 parallel to ruddying? Wow, can't see anything. I could play just GI and UG and die. Only 15 points, and I'm keeping 2 sets of duplicates, so that doesn't feel great. Now, what I could do is play Ragia in row G. Across here. So row J. 13 points. It wrecks the rack, but it increases my chances of drawing a D. So just how good a rack is this? Well, I don't think it's that fabulous. And this stops my opponent bingoing down from the C of conquest. And I don't think I'm providing many opportunities for my opponent. If he plays down from the R to this triple word square, he'll be providing floaters. Ragia takes a B, C and D in front. I draw the D, so I can play Wend. Wendy, not good. I can play whited, but that keeps duplicate N. I could play tined, which, my opponent gets there first. And he stops me using, or either of us using the front hook for Ragia. Now, do I have anything down from the R of Ragia or across from the I of ruddying? Is in went the past tense of in go? Maybe. Now, my opponent has got a 40-point lead, so he's edging ahead. Vend is a good play. I can't play in row O. I'm inclined to try in went. My opponent has already challenged once and been unsuccessful. And this is a big score. I don't like the fact that I have not studied this word. So can I play something more sensible? Well, I could play indent in this spot. 27 points, which obviously I'm sure of. Do I want to get the extra 12 points and risk having this challenged off? Eight minutes left. I really don't like playing words I don't know. Now I've got the K, which can go in front of rate in row D to make crate. Having kept WY, I've now got 5 high-scoring tiles, so I'm a long way from a bingo. But there is some synergy here. Wonky is good. Although nowhere to play that at the moment. I have monkey in column 13, but that doesn't get doubled. I've only got one vowel, which restricts what I can do. I don't have a play down from the R of Ragia. $40 points for my opponent. He's doing well. I have exonym down here, which isn't totally going to sort my rack out. But I don't think I can sort it out in one go. 36 points is a good score. Not a good rack leave, but quite a lot of vowels left. I have 7 minutes on my clock. And I know that my K can go next to this Y if that stays available, so that could be quite a hot spot for me. Gosh, only one vowel. So I could play kept in column 12, making Chi and M. Brutal. 84 points for my opponent. He plays the second blank. And he now establishes a 100-point lead with only 14 tiles in the bag, and quite a blocked board. And my rack is a long way from a bingo. Now I'm looking in column 8 to see if I can play through the A of cajoles, getting one of my high scoring tiles on the double letter square, and I can play clap. I can't see any other play which puts one of my high scoring tiles where the K is. It would be nice to put the W there, but I can't see a way of doing that. 45 points. Finally, some vowels. So, onto an R I would have whatever. Just checking to see if that goes in row C, and it doesn't. I've got the R of ruddying and the T of indent. Now, 9 tiles left. This game isn't quite lost yet. With these 2 floaters, a bingo would give me a shot of winning. So, I need to play off a few tiles, as few as possible, given how few tiles there are left in the bag. And I need to get rid of the W and the V. I have 5 minutes left. Well, I could just play now in column 14 for the score. Get rid of the V next go, and then try and bingo. $27 points. No blanks left. The remaining tile's pretty bingo-y. Vor and wave are plays which play off the W and the V, but I can't see anywhere to make those plays, and 27 points is quite good. And I know next go I could play Vint across here and out. An E, not very helpful. But I should leave myself with a decent rack leave next go. The remaining tile's pretty bingo-y, so if my opponent bingos now, it's game over. But if he doesn't, I could play off a V and 1 or 2 E's and have a decent rack leave. My opponent blocks the T of indent, but not the R of ruddying. I'm just checking to see if I have a bingo through that R with this rack. Ever heat. Can't see one there. 4 minutes left. My opponent's got 12. 4 tiles in the bag. So I'm looking to play off 3 tiles. It would be nice to create a new bingo lane, but I think that is going to be impossible. So my opponent probably just needs to block the R of ruddying next go to guarantee the win. Now, can I open a second lane? I'm looking to see if I could play down onto SH in column 2. Can't see a way of doing that. Well, I could just give up. I'm 73 points behind. It's almost inconceivable that a bingo through R would win, since my opponent's on turn next go. So what I could do is play Thieve down here. The aim here being to minimise the losing spread. And I just can't see a winning sequence of moves. The only floater is the R. All my opponent has to do next go is play across from this R, a 4-letter play, and then the board is stone cold dead. So I might as well take 45 points now and minimise the losing spread. Well, I was hoping with 5 tiles to have a shot at going out in 1. Again, to reduce the losing spread. But I don't think I can do that with this rack. It doesn't go with the R of ruddying or the T of debit. Neither of my vowels goes after the J of cajoles. With no high-scoring tiles on my rack, I'm looking around at the high-scoring tiles on the board. I don't think my opponent has a bingo through the R, so I don't think he will be bingoing. 27 points. And my opponent has 0-0, so I think he is going to go out next go. He could play 0-0 underneath, well, above BI of debits. And he could also play it down here, 0-0 and OR. This blocks the higher scoring of those two. 12 points. So my opponent should be going out now. Which he does for 15. Click pass to end the game. And the final score, 397 to me, 459 to my opponent, a winning margin of 62 points. So well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. Now, it was me to go first, and Quest was best. This was my opponent's rack. He played Y. And this is where I played board. And, well, none of these rack leaves are great, and none of these scores are great, so I think board for 19 is fine. It keeps AGE, which is a better rack leave than any of these rack leaves, which bumps its value up a bit. This was my opponent's rack. He had a bunch of bingos, and he chose one of the highest scoring. This was my rack. I played up gaze. That looks best. My opponent's rack. He played fizz. And this is where I nearly missed ruddying. And I spotted it in time. And this was my opponent's rack. He's got covalent through an A, but he's blocked that with his fizz. And conquest was available. Now this is my rack with vowel problems. Oilmen, I didn't see that. Where does that play? C3. Okay, column 3. What did I do? I played moi for 21. Yeah, that's fine. Oilmen is better. It scores 3 fewer points, but EIR is probably 3 points better, or more than 3 points better than double EIR. But Oilmen tricky to spot. This was my opponent's rack. He played Holt. And this is my rack. Nothing great there. What did I do? I played Raggia for 13. Well, M1. I. Well, that's certainly not good, placing an I immediately underneath this double letter square. Well, it's possible there were slightly better plays. But I had in mind getting the D for upgazed. So playing off a lot of tiles helped to maximise my chances of getting that tile. My opponent had it and used it. I did get the D, but not able to use that hook. great. In went not good, otherwise it would have appeared on this list, so I'm glad I didn't play that, and indent looks fine. My opponent's rack, he plays Oxo, looks best. Now I have a lot of high scoring tiles. What did I do here? I played XNM for 36. Keeping what? Keeping PWK. Okay, which is a comparable keep to most of the ones down here. So it looks like there were better plays. J12. Moan. Across here. MOWN. Yeah, I think that would have been better. K and Y are quite nice. Well, certainly nicer than the W. So I think XNM, an inferior play. This is my opponent's rack, and all of his bingos pluralized XNM, so if I'd played Moan, he would have been denied a bingo. This is my rack. I played Clap for 45. That looks best. And my opponent's rack, did he have a bingo here? No. He played If for 28. I had whatever, but that didn't play. I could have played Threeve, but at this point with 9 tiles left, I still had the possibility of bingoing and winning, so I wanted to keep the bingo lanes open, which is why I played Now for 27. My opponent's got Bitters, nowhere to play it. He played Debit to take out this T, and I think this is where I gave up on the grounds that there was only one bingo lane and it was incredibly easy for my opponent to block, and I was unable to bingo this go, so I was looking to lose with the smallest spread. So I played Thief for 45, which looks best. This is my opponent's rack. He played Etz. He could have got slightly more for Arioso, but Arioso not necessarily better. You can usually score more with 2 tiles than you can with 1. This was my rack. I played Rube for 12, and, well, there's not very much between that and the other moves on that list. So, that was the end of the game. Well done again to my opponent. It's nice to play against somebody who is really good, and that was a good and hard-fought game. I was pleased to see Ruddying. And yeah, it was just an interesting game with interesting racks to consider. So I hope you enjoyed watching that and got something out of it. My name is DWEEB, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.